incident of violation of human rights in the country, a school principal was killed by what authorities say cadres of rebel outfit. Human rights watchdog and activists have expressed serious concerns over the killing and have called for necessary actions at the earliest. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. The State Affairs and Good Governance Committee under the Parliament directs the government not to implement the decision to add the post of AIG in Nepal Police. Nepal reports around 1,200 new COVID-19 cases on a daily basis in recent time. Urban areas crowded despite the rampant coronavirus spread. US President-elect Joe Biden's son Hunter says his tax affairs are under investigation. Hunter remained a frequent target of Republican criticism during the 2020 election campaign. And Real Madrid advanced into the knockout stage of the Champions League with a 2-0 victory over Borussia Mönchengladbach. Atletico Madrid, Atlanta and Borussia also reached the knockouts. The State Affairs and Good Governance Committee of the Parliament has directed the government not to implement the decision taken less than a month ago to add a post of AIG in the Nepal Police. The cabinet meeting held on 18th of November had decided to add one more post of AIG to hand over the Kathmandu Valley Security Command. The proposal was tabled at the cabinet by the Administrative Committee instead of the concerned ministry. The State Affairs and Good Governance Committee summoned Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa yesterday and directed not to implement the cabinet decision right away. It has been understood that the decision has been taken based on the complaint lodged at the committee against the government decision. However, the committee, whose chairman is close to executive chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has instructed the government not to implement its decision at a time when the intra-party dispute within the ruling party has escalated. Speaking in the meeting, Home Minister Thapa, however, clarified that he was not involved in the decision-making process and informed that he would convey the directive to the concerned authority. Two members of the committee, lawmakers Prem Suwal and Amresh Kumar Singh, meanwhile said that the committee had gone beyond its jurisdiction to make policy decisions. 1,056 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed in the country in the past 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 244,433. The COVID-19 death toll has climbed to 1,651 with 14 more deaths. According to the Health Ministry, the federal capital reported 496 positive cases, with 393 from Kathmandu district, 75 from Lalitpur and 39 from Bhaktapur. 1,483 individuals registered full recovery in the past 24 hours, taking the national recovery tally to 230,537, and the recovery rate has climbed to 94.3%. There are over 12,000 active cases in the country, with 4,636 corona patients in isolation centers, 7,609 in home isolation and 525 in various quarantine centers. The Health Ministry informed that 57 patients are receiving treatment with ventilator support, while 330 are in different ICUs in different hospitals across the country. Some 6,286 swab samples were tested in the past 24 hours, taking the test tally over 1.8 million. Now, based on government data, on average of 1,200 new COVID-19 cases are being reported on a daily basis in the country, while the daily tests have been limited to around 6,000. Despite the surge in cases, majority of the urban areas across the country, including the federal capital, are crowded, giving an impression that people for their own reasons no longer fear coronavirus.
The number of coronavirus cases in the country has crossed the 244,000 mark, while the COVID-19 death toll has crossed 1,600. In the past week alone, 1,000 to 1,500 new cases were reported on a daily basis, while the daily average test stood at around 6,000. More than 400 corona patients are receiving treatment in ICUs and ventilators. However, the crowds seen in urban areas give an impression that there is no risk of coronavirus in the country. Even though the government has imposed the odd-even number plate system in vehicles to minimize traffic and passenger congestion in the Kathmandu Valley, it has not been properly implemented. Meanwhile, several social and cultural events are being organized in the presence of high-ranking officials, including the Prime Minister himself. Party palaces have started to hold events as before, despite the restriction from the government. People can also be seen going out without following necessary preventive measures. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli himself attended several public events in recent days, while the government is urging the public not to go outside considering the risk of coronavirus. Health experts are warning people to be extra vigilant these days as the risk of infection is higher in winter. In the meantime, universities are conducting examinations of various levels and education institutions have started carrying out physical classes. Given this scenario, health experts have warned of looming crisis due to COVID-19 in coming days.
The National Human Rights Commission has condemned the killing of school principal Rajendra Kumar Shrestha in Miklajung, Morang and informed the commission is monitoring of the incident. The principal of Saraswati Secondary School, Rajendra Kumar Shrestha, was abducted on Tuesday and subsequently killed by slitting the throat by cadres of Netra Bikram Chand-led Biplav. The Netra Bikram Chand-led outfit have taken the responsibility of the murder. However, the local police say investigations are underway. The National Human Rights Commission has urged the government to bring the perpetrators of serious crimes in jurisdiction and provide appropriate compensation to the victims' families. The Commission has also drawn the attention of the government not to arrest individuals arbitrarily and torture them based on opinions, beliefs and suspicions. The Commission has reiterated one's constitutional right to freedom of expression and the right to live with dignity. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals of Nawalparasi how transparent are the development works carried out by the local representatives at the local level. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
बहुमतको आधार या कार्यपालिकाको बैठकले आफै निर्णय गर्ने ती सार्वजनिक पनि नगर्ने त्यस्तो गर्दा आम नागरिकहरूले खासै त्यो पारदर्शिता पाएको महसुस हामी गरेका छैनौँ।
स्थानीय तहका काम कारबाही पारदर्शी बनाउन त पहिला सूचनाको अभाव भइरहेको छ।
बडापत्र पनि मैले देखिरहेको छु।
नागरिकहरू एकदम राटो बन्दिने, बोल्दै नबोल्दिने, जनप्रतिनिधिहरूको कुरा अगाडि आएर ठिक्क पर्दिने, यो राम्रो हो भन्दिने, त्यो नराम्रो हो त्यस्तो होइन। एकदमै सही सत्य कुरा बोल्न पर्छ।
के शीर्षकमा कति बजेट आइरहेछ त्यो सब जानकारी हुन पर्यो। अहिले केही जानकारी छैन।
नागरिक आफै पनि महिलाहरू, पिछडा वर्गहरू आफै पनि स्वयंमा पनि सचेत हुनुपर्छ। उहाँहरूले पनि खोजी गर्नुपर्छ, मलाई के आइरहेको छ, मैले के गर्नुपर्ने हो, कहाँ गएर खोज्नुपर्ने हो भन्ने कुरामा उहाँहरू पनि सचेत हुनुपर्छ।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on the Prime Minister's claim of taking historic steps to control corruption? Your options are A, realistic, B, exaggeration, and C, attempt to cover up. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.